Now back to the right of that fight that's going on with Ted Cruz, that has roped in the likes of Marco Rubio, that already has Donald Trump suing. We got Republican Congressman Steve King with us. He's a big Cruz supporter. Congressman, good to have you.
Good to be here. Thank you.
What do you make of the senator's response dismissing as frivolous this lawsuit? I know lawyers can dismiss such suits as frivolous, but they still stick out there, right? And they're hard to just summarily dismiss, aren't they?
Well, I would say that if I understand this issue right, it's Ted Cruz has now called out Donald Trump and said enough of this name calling, enough of threatening to sue, essentially put up or shut up. And I think it's about time. When you run a commercial and you're taking tapes of someone's words and representing that accurately, and the person who said those words is offended by what they said, and they threaten to sue the individual that replicated or produced the product that you already are the original source of, then I think it is defamation. This defamation of character thing. Trump is defaming his own character.
Well, no, you know, negative ads are always in the eye of the beholder. The person who is featured not so favorably in an ad generally calls them negative. The person who's doing the ad, or a PAC on whose behalf is putting out the ad, will say we're only telling the truth and you don't like the truth. Having said that, though, what happened with these guys? Because I'm thinking, when I was talking to Donald Trump last week in New Hampshire, I even raised the possibility, if you roll all the way to the nomination, would you entertain Ted Cruz as your running mate? And despite all the talk of the dust-up, whether he's a natural-born U.S. citizen or all, he said, I might. He's a very smart guy and all. So I'm wondering if this is like professional wrestling, Congressman. They go through the motions. They look very theatrical. What do you think?
I've thought of that same thing. I mean, of course, Trump is a showman, and he's a WWE showman, as a matter of fact. And I don't know if any of that's in the commercial.
Well, your guy's no slouch when it comes to entertaining. They're all good at this, right?
Well, we need to be able to convey a message that people understand. And, you know, this has gotten to be a nasty campaign down here in South Carolina. I have never heard the word liar so many times in a debate. I said, that's got to set an historical record. And then they carry that on in push poll calls, in commercials. And that's one thing that I don't believe that Ted has done in this, is turned around and gone that route. But he put up this contrast ad instead. And, you know, I see now...
But you know, Congressman, the rap your candidate has, that he does do stuff like that, that he did some fast and loose things. He's disavowed that. I'm not interested in digging up old dirt. But that this will hurt the party longer term, that they are doing so much damage to each other that whoever emerges as the nominee is damaged goods.
You are right on that. You're absolutely right. And I would make this prediction that no matter who wins the nomination, we're going to see Donald Trump in a lot of television commercials in September and in October and early November. It'll be lifted right off the debate pages. It'll be lifted out of the press conferences. All these names that are called, they'll be used right against Ted Cruz if he wins the nomination. And it does already damage our brand. And it sets the stage for what I hope doesn't happen, and that would be a division within the party. So I'm concerned about a lot of this. I'd like to see it end, but already it's gone too far, in my opinion. And by the way, I would ask the press to, and I'm not critical of you, but to go back and look at the original material and actually produce some information out here that takes us back to the original source so that the people can make up their own mind on what's true and what isn't. But this word liar, you'd better have that right when you say that where I come from, and I don't think they do, not on the part of Rubio and not on the part of Trump for sure.
All right, we'll watch very closely, Congressman. Thanks for taking the time. I know you're a busy fellow these days.
Thank you.